Hello everyone, welcome back. Episode 3. Sorry it's taken quite some time, but we've had a lot of things going on and I've been ravaged by adorable rabbits. Ravaged by rabbits. Right, so there's been a lot of things going on, a lot of new things added, including 2 new rivers in Sweden and Finland. Because I found 2 rivers on the web map that was not included in the local map in game, and I informed the devs, and then they realized that they didn't have them put on, so now they added them. So now we have 2 more rivers. The rivers we're talking about are these 2 here. Can you see them? This one up here, so this one here up here, and this one down here. So these 2 are now connected and goes all the way down here. Yeah. So now we have extra rivers. I am actually going to make a playthrough. I'm going to make a hardcore. Yeah, I know, I'm absolutely insane. I'm going to make a hardcore playthrough. I'm going to place myself roughly here because you can't go further up than here. And then I'm going to play. I'm going to start up here and go down and down and down here. And maybe I'll end up down here somewhere. Maybe like this. Then I end up here. We can't go further up. So this is going to be proper hardcore. It's going to be hell. Maybe I can get further up as well. But we'll find out. We'll find out when I do hardcore. Right. So yeah, darn rabbits, wabbits. There you go. So there's a bit hysterical music, but hey, there you go. So yeah, so what else have we got? Report when temples are required. When they lack prey options, they will let you know. You will have an icon on top saying they need more prey options. So this is something that is easily becoming a bit bob, because you will find that if you have a lot of unrest, or more than you perhaps should. A little bit unrest never killed anyone. A bit of blue never killed anyone. But if you have several with yellow, you will find that those who are in the gathering group, they can easily go and pray away the entire day. So be very careful with how much you're putting down. What is it with these rabbits? What is it with you guys? Do I have rabbit hunters? I should, shouldn't I? Yeah, I do. Yeah. So there are new things, definitely new things going on. They have added, it's not here now, it is in it's pre-release, not a pre-release. Oh, I shouldn't have said this, it's only an alpha and testing servers. I'm not going to say it, but I'm not sure everybody's going to like it, especially not those who like to play in Region 2 and Region 1. I think upper Region 3 and lower Region 2 are those who will have it best, but I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not going to spoil anything before it comes out. It's in testing now, and I have a few things I'm asking to have changed for it to actually be good for all. So, what else? So the regional map, I now have 70 frames. You can't see it, but I have 70 frames on default speed with this population, and as much as I've built. It's only 50. And the eye can't see more than 60 anyway, I think. Right. So, only 2 weeks ago, a lot of the things I said was correct. But today we have changes, so some of the things I said is not correct. Let's see if I remember them, because there are constant changes, so whatever is changed 1 week can still be changed in another 2 weeks. So yeah, the game is constantly updated and changed. Do we have enough here? No, we do not. We need to continue with housing, and for that we need straw, which we have. And we probably have builders. We do. Are you guys already building, aren't you? Or is it repairing? It's repairing. Okay, then we need some more. So we have these. We are definitely going to do those. Do we have ropes? We do. We have tons of ropes because we are asking everyone to work on their skills. So that's good. So let's get a few of these. Each of those, I think it's 3, and we need 9. So we need one more. Let's have it a bit more interesting. Let's have it here. It's not everything seems so, you know, army, Vindulanda. My voice is a bit off, but hopefully you'll understand what I'm saying anyway. But the thing with the housing that I really like that they've done is something we kind of have wanted for a very long time, and that is that you will never have minus houses. Even if you see a lot of red ones that you can't build and they are much better quality, you will never have minus housing again. You won't have ever housing unrest. The only time you will have housing unrest is if you have the option to build a better housing but you choose not to. Then you will see that unrest will build if the housing that they have are a minus, like small straw huts, they are minus. These are still plus, and these are of course the highest plus. So you don't need to have everything the best quality, but you should have some good quality, some mediocre, and some maybe great. Because you also need to remember we need different building materials so we don't go out. When you're playing Miso, that's not so important, because in Miso you can just move on if you lack stuff. But when Neo comes, you need to be wary of that. You can run out of things for the season, and you can also have that you are exhausting the environment if you're wasting too much. There is less and less problems like that though, because there is so much resources being given to beginners and also normal, that logistics will only after many decades become an issue if you are wasting. So there's nothing to worry about there for sure. So let's just leave that. I think the music is a bit loud. I'm going to turn it down a bit. So like that. So nice. So that, I think they fixed the music so that it actually fits with the drums. Because it used to not fit at all, did it? Do you guys remember? It's like a cacophony. But I think it fits rather well now. Yeah, now we like 6. So that will be you and you, I think. You and you. Okay, so let's talk a bit about some of the new changes. So they've removed the lack reports from the UI, but you will find it in your groups. So if you have something that your group is lacking, you will see that it has the die on it, which is the evidence of lack. So there is a difference between lack in nature and lack in camp. When you see the die, it means it has nothing, you have nothing of it in camp. If you see it, if you see in groups like this group and you see a yellow no entry like this one, it means that they are not in nature. You can't get them outside of camp. They are not in locality at the moment. But that also means they are in not in season. It doesn't mean that the locality will not get them again. It just means the locality does not have them in season at the moment. What you will find that the food shows, it will show, and normally it should show everything the locality has, even if it's not in season, but you will see there's like this one, a yellow warning that at the moment we cannot get it. Yeah. Oh, we do want that. You can see the locality has honeycombs, but they are not in season. So now you know. So this then means that the locality does not even have it. And it won't come in season. It might come up in a few years or next year or next harvest, next season. You will just have to wait and see. What I do is that I just leave it in the list, even if it says that you can't get it. Yeah. And you see the locality has beetroots, but they are out of season at the moment because, of course, are we in February or something? We are in January, and they won't be ready until July-ish or late June. And now that it's only 1 day per month, we can't say late June or early July. It's either June or July. But yeah, so that is how you can read the selection tab and the icons. But just remember, if it shows here, it means locality has it, but not in season. So the reason we have this one is simply because we added it before we migrated and had it there. But locality does not have it, otherwise it would show here. And that, yeah, and the reason why the beetroots are showing here and here, but with a yellow warning, is because locality has the resource, but it's not in season. So that's the difference. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so do I have too few builders because they're taking their sweet time? Well, there are no learners, so it shouldn't take that long. So what the devs have also done is that they have increased the work spots in the groups to 40. And that is quite a lot. So I'm going to put them down again because it's a bit much with all that. You don't need all that for 50 population. Yeah, 12 is plenty enough. And then just let... so these now can have 50 and these can have 50. Or actually, they love the berries, so we could put them on 100. Don't put any limits on your red meat, because if there's any animals out there like self-led animals, they will not be stripped by the hunters. Self-led animals that is not killed by the hunters will need to be stripped by your gatherers. That's why you give them that task. And when they have that task, they will also automatically pick up the raw hides from the animal they are stripping. So never set limits, otherwise the meat will just rot out in nature. It's better to take it into camp, and if you're lucky, you manage to dry it or people eat it up. So no limits on red meat, absolutely no point. Right, and now we have that mushrooms are out of season. We have that berries are out of season, but we still have some rosehip left from last season. The reason we have rosehip left is because we put a limit on them so they shan't harvest too much. Yeah, and now there are no more of the honey. Right, we're not going to do the roots because they are disliked. We're not going to do the bones because we can't make bone knives, so we don't want it. We should get up more of the fine sticks so we can make proper pits for a lot of the food, because now you can put dried fish and dried meat as well in your pits, and we're going to do that. So yeah, I'm just going to play and then just comment a bit as I go, and then go over some of the patch notes as well. I need to go back 4 patches on Alpha server to catch up. Yeah. Right, so one of the important ones that actually is in testing now is, oh yeah, I was not going to talk about it, was I? Yeah, I can't talk about that. I want to, but I can't. I will soon, very soon. So we are a bit lucky because we have got the change that the larger animals that can do the really big damage, they are not really going to come unless it is winter and harsh conditions, because then you will find that the herbivores, the big herbivores, are coming to find any food. So we are quite lucky that we only have the smaller ones, basically, the odd wild dog here and there, and that's really it. And the priority has been fixed, luckily. So now the priority is correct again. the red idol, I'm not sure we talked about, I can't remember if we talked about it last time, but if you had red idol, it means simply that you have people in work age that does not have a task. So it's not like you must do something about it, but you can. What you can do is increase work spots in some groups, or you can change the limit to be higher so that there is more to be gathered or more tasks to do. And this is when you have work age maxed out. When it's maxed out, it means everybody from roughly year 4, year 4, I think, is when they start working on max work hours. And they stop basically when their fitness reaches 10. And some of those people, of the members you have, will have fitness increase based on biology and or attributes. So some of them can be like 74 years old, while others will die from old age already at 69. And this is also the time where you can work them to death. Because if they start working with high work hours, if you have really high work hours, I'm just going to get these fences down. I need to probably do one at a time. Can I put one here? So it's a bit of a one in each compass direction, maybe. I can't afford to build them all, but there you go. I'll do one at a time. That'll do it. Forgot what I was saying. No, I didn't. So if you have very high work hours and you have maxed out work age, then you will find that those who are having more than 10 fitness, they will work, because that's how it's supposed to be. And if you have really high work hours and they are working far away from home, they can drop their fitness so low that they actually die while they're working. And that is how you overwork them to death, because they will keel over and die from exhaustion when they are above the normal work hours. So if you see a notification saying simply that blah 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 has died from overwork, you know it's because they are very old and because you have max work age, or very very high work age and very very high work hours. Work hours is also important to remember when you are playing hardcore. We can do that when we do hardcore. We don't have to do it for beginners. But work age can be important to learn a few things about before you move on. Because if you have really high work age, you need to remember that the younger generation does not always go into the groups, because the elder generation with the highest skills tend to stick to their groups because they have the highest skills. They have the best suitability. And then you will have that the younger generation does not learn as much as they need to before the elder generation dies from old age. So you can lose levels and also objects in some knowledges. So what I do, that you can do if you want to, if you see that this is a problem, is that you lower the work age for a few months every year to make sure that the younger generation gets a spot and can actually learn up to the max level. But you also need to remember to create enough tasks for them to actually stay in the group. Because if there's no work for them in the group, they will go to another group, and that other group will not have the same skill options as the original group. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. It's a little tip if you want to make sure that you don't lose any levels. There is a problem I have noticed with the new change in speed. When you play fast, you also have that people become old much sooner. So it only takes, I think, like two income years from birth until they die from old age, roughly 2 years plus minus. And in that time, you need to have taught whatever the elders know to the younger. So this is also why it's important to accept migrants that has skill increase. Because if you can't manage to make enough tasks or get the younger generation more involved, you will lose some levels. Yeah. Also remember, show here, when you have bones, they are hated. So always lock them down. You don't have to worry about opening them for the crafters because they will help themselves anyway. Just remember to lock them down. Because if your tribe starts eating the bones, if there's little else food or way too few service points, you will have plus 20 unrest immediately from lack of good food. So avoid that at all cost. And that is also why I am not interested in getting any of the roots or the pine nuts to camp, because they also give unrest because they don't really like them. Yeah, so be aware of that. But you can give it to the animals. You can give it to animals, the things that humans either can't eat or that humans don't like. You can easily give to animals. We can come to that when we do some Neolithic gaming. So yeah, there was some German language problems as well that has been fixed. It was like script error, really, nothing important for us to use English all the time, but of course important for those who need their own language. So that has been sorted. Also, when it comes to the idling, the red icon, that is always when you have work age, so that everyone who is idle should actually be working and can be working. That means you need to create tasks or open more work spots in groups, or heighten the limits of what you have in your groups. If it is yellow, that means that they are too young or too old to work based on the policy that you have set for work age. So if you start with, or if you put the work age policy to not max, then anyone who is in the work age, the last bit that you have not picked, you have not slid into, will report as yellow, because if you max out the work age, they will be working. If you take down the slider and lower the work age, it means that the youngest and the eldest will not work, even though they can work, because they are older than 4 years and they have more than 10 fitness. If you see someone with a blue bowl, that means they're either too young, no matter your work age, or too old, no matter your work age. Yeah. It means for elder, if it is blue, it means that they have gone below 10 fitness and they are on their way to die. They are counting down days until they pass. While the younger ones, those with blue bowl kids, they are too young to start working still. So you will see them in 2-year-olds, you will see them in 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. And roughly in the middle of the 4th year, they will start working if you have the max work hours. So red is when they can work, but there's nothing for them to do. Yellow is when they're able to work, but the work age policy is too low for them to be allowed to work. And blue means that they're either too old or too young. Also on the blue, it is listed that they are too weak. That means if you have exhausted some people, especially those with poor grades, you will also find that they have blue bowl. So the blue is either too young, too old, or too weak. So if you have a lot of high work hours, you can see that people who are born weak can go blue because they are too weak to manage more of the work hours that you have. Yeah. So I think I put that one here. You can see we should just follow the path that they have already made, shouldn't we? Because we see where they go mostly then, because where I put it, there were none. Oh, hello. Do you have any increase? Not that I can see. Well, it's only one. I'll take her. So, also what I would say to all new players, if you start in 10k BC and you want to play all the way to 1500 and beyond, do not accept everything that comes to you. When you have between 60 and 70 maybe population, it is time to be really, really picky. Avoid bad grades. That is the last thing I look at. But try to nitpick a bit, like you see, do they have anything that they can enhance my tribe with? And what I mean when I say that are the skills. What are their knowledges? What levels do they bring, and what type of knowledge do they bring to the tribe? If they have green this early in the game, I always take them. Always, always, always take them. If they have horrendous grades, I don't always do take them. But that is a thing you can do yourself. What I have done, which I find to be smart, is that if someone with increased skill in something that I really need, but they have horrendous attributes, I accept them to the tribe. Quickly make sure that those who are in tribe learn their skills that the migrant came with. And then I banish them. I banish the ones with the really bad grades. Hopefully, we can manage to get the skills for the others up high enough before the others are creating family. Now that is kind of a bit of a gamble, because they could get a partner in the meantime and have 2 kids, and suddenly you will have unrest with the families. Quite high actually, 25 I think it is. It might be different. Yeah. When you banish them. But remember that when you banish, you can get rid of the unrest from banish, because the entire raid will get unrest when you banish someone. You can kick also the raid leader, almost said, the tribe leader, and then it will reset. But be aware that the family of the tribe leader will have unrest. They will have really high unrest. And another thing you must be careful with, oh, let's have a look. Oh, wait. Does she have more than we have? Oh, goodness me. Let's do this. Now we can make stone pit huts, and those will be the best that we have. So now the small straw shacks, the small straw huts, will be even worse in quality for sleeping. So people will start to let you know that I really want better housing than this, because you have the option to build better housing. So that is the big difference in the changes that has been done to the housing unrest and the house qualities. But yeah, so let's get more people to do more work. I probably should give more people to do the stone walls. They're going to take ages. I do regret a little bit taking slow now, because the historical years go so slowly that I'm going to have to truncate quite a bit of my video. But I don't really want to truncate, because I want you guys to show also the things that I do that is wrong. There's not so much wrong to do in beginners for me, or in normal, but when we've had several changes that also affect hardcore, then I always save my games every 5 minutes. If I fail, I reload and go again, because this is how I learn. I need to try out various methods. Some work, others do not, and then you find what's best for your tribe, and then you build on that. So there's plenty times I have killed tribes. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've killed more tribes than any of you guys have ever started a tribe. And I'm not even kidding. Surely some of that is, of course, in testing capacity, but also a lot of it is experimentation and basically making mistakes that you must learn from or you won't manage. And that's it, really. There's no secret. There is nobody who can go through and learn everything about hardcore for all the changes that is being done on a regular basis without having failures, without killing tribes. There are plenty of those. If anyone says they have never had it, then I don't believe them. Because if you have never had it, then you've only played either beginner or normal, or only one tribe in hardcore and in region 2 or region 3. Region 1 hardcore, there's no way you have gone without making any mistakes. Even I do that now, and I have almost 90,000 hours played. 19. Almost. Do you hear, guys? I said 90,000 hours. Goodness me, what's wrong? What's wrong with my brain? Help. Anyway, let's move on. So let's move away from the food that has so low calories and also not loved, because we can afford that, because we have a good amount of food, and limits on everything is becoming more and more important, especially with the changes that are in testing at the moment. So just get used to adding your limits. Use limits on everything. Really, use limits. If you want to, however, increase your knowledge, work on progress in some knowledge, don't use limits. Just add whatever you like I do with the crafters. I open up everything and let them craft wild, and you can see that they are learning new stuff all the time, learning new skills. We still lack quite a few houses, don't we? So let's just get more down. I'm going to remove some of the small shacks because they are miners now. So you don't have to have all the best ones. You can have a small mix. You can mix the material you need as well to build them. Some leather and some straw. We can't make any reed yet, but when we can, we're going to mix in the reed as well, so we don't hammer on only one resource. That is always a good idea. It's not like you must do it, however, in Miso, but in Neo you need to be a little bit mindful. You can easily have farms that will carry all your straw use. You can do that, but if you choose to not have farms with wheat, you need to be wary of how much straw you need and not over harvest the locality, because in the end, after like 30, 40, maybe 50 years, you will find that the logistics is eating up so much of your time for your members to go pick up, get grass, get straw, that you need to increase workforce way too much than you can afford. So there needs to be some kind of consideration there too. Should I have just a few wheat farms to cover some of the straw needs? Yeah, and you will also have livestock that you can feed any excess straw, so it doesn't have to be a waste. But this is something we can talk about later, and this is also something you will find your taste in, what you like to do, because you don't have to have all the farms. I never have all the farms. I tend to have a few flax, one or two of the beets, and then I have the rest, mostly peas and wheat. I also play mostly up in as far north as I can and hardcore, and there is no way I can survive on kale on its own, even though kale is the Arctic crop type we have, the only Arctic crop type in the game. It's just too low calories, so it's a waste, so we don't do that. Let me see, get more people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so now we have beetroots as well in season. And you can see this dryer, it can take 22. And don't be fooled by the difference in calorie per unit. It has nothing to do with that when you dry it, you get more calories. That's not true. The calories remain, but when you dry it, you take out all the water and the weight goes down. The unit is still the same. A kilo is still a kilo. You know, it's like measuring a kilo of stone. How much is that in volume? And then a kilo of feather. It will be a ton of feather, but it's still 1 kilo. So don't fall for that. It's the same calories whether it's dried or raw. Yeah, same goes for fish. Same calories, but it's just more in the dried unit than it is in the raw unit. Yeah. The positive thing about the raw meat, not raw fish is neutral. The positive about raw meat is that it gives appeasement. Because, yeah, we have a lot of Neanderthal in us, it seems, because we like raw meat. It's like some people who like their steak blue, which is absolutely disgusting. Seriously, disgusting. It's disgusting. But it's kind of the same thing. But that's what they used to eat before fire was a thing, wasn't it? It was raw. So yeah, so raw meat give, I think it's +8 appeasement. I think it's 8 happiness, yeah. Or appeasements, as it's correctly called. There was also some bugs with the feeders that I found, and also some other players found at a later point, where people were filling the feeders and then walking on the other side, taking out what they had put in the feeders, and then go around again to the other side and then put it back in again. And they did this over and over again. It was a really weird bug. But there you go. So look at that. So what you see there, the notification is that people are learning themselves. It's discoveries. They are learning new things themselves. And you need to follow the timeline, of course, because timeline will allow you, based on history, based on facts, based on archaeology and what we know about the past. And that's it, really. That's how you know what you're going to get. If you know your history, you know what you're going to get and when. So there was another bug with migrating. Like when you migrated, you selected another tribe instead of your own. That was really weird. I did not report this bug. I don't have it. I've never seen it. So I would have loved to have seen it, but the devs already fixed it. Yeah. Oh, look, they're done with the with those. Okay, how much do we have? We have 198, 200. So we can do another section to here. Oops. It needs to fit or I'll go stir crazy, a bit of OCD. The important part is that we get rid of some of the animals that come. We can never get rid of rats. They will always come and bother the heebie-jeebies out of you. I think that's quite common during those times and in the Neo. You know, today as well, if we didn't have all the technology we had, we would be ravaged by rats as well and everything else. We are quite privileged. We're quite lucky to live in the time we are. Imagine all the hardship they had to go through back in the day. So what else? They have increased the performance on basically everything, and house building and gathering of materials. It's so fluid, and you can see based on timeline how fluid the game progresses through the timeline. Because you will have oops, I need more graves. Fiddlesticks, I completely forgot about those. You will have a nice progress line that you can follow. You will get the option to build better, and then you can replace the old, you know. And until you are in 1500 BC. So what the devs are working on now is more simplification for people to understand the game more easily, because the game is difficult to get a grasp of, because it's not like all the other games, but it is becoming a bit more like more other games because it's easy for people to understand, and I get that. And they're also working on more information in not only the tooltip but also the new icons that we have. So everything you hover over will inform you what is wrong or what is good. Yeah. Remember, happiness decides is a big factor in how many women would like to be pregnant, would become pregnant and have kids, and how many migrant groups you will get. So if you want to control your birth rate a bit better, don't keep them super happy. Just have a bit of mix of things that they want. Don't give them everything they want. Then you will control births quite well. And also you go over the migrants and basically cherry pick those you want. Those are bringing a lot to the tribe. What was I going to do? I forgot what I was going to do. Yeah, I was talking about something. Yeah, I was talking about how hard it was back in the day and how privileged we are. Yeah, that is true. That is true. What else is there? So the reports have been more spoon feeding, more focused on spoon feeding, so you can read a lot about what is lacking or what it's needed. Let me see. So like just this here, limit is reached. This means the gatherers have reached the limits that you set for this project. So the production for this resource has been reached, and you also see underneath that you have more explanations as to why you reached your limit. Yeah. So what they mean with that the generous resource list only shows the resources that are already in camp and have been stored, and not those in transit, is that sometimes if you have many people doing the same task and you have a limit of 50, if you have 10 people, they can easily come home with 100 because they don't communicate while they're out and about. So that's what in transit mean, because they don't communicate while they're out. And you will only have an updated tally of the resource they are gathering when they are back in camp and have it stored. And you will see that you're over the limit you set. So this is something you as a player can consider when you decide how many people you want for a limited resource, a resource you put limits on. Goddamn rats! Where did you go? Oh, it disappeared. Okay. I have built the... Oh, have I got several dying? Oopsie daisy. Yeah. Just build more graves. That's all you can do. On fast, they die so fast. I don't love fast, because I do like the seasons. I do like to, see the various temperature changes and how the nature corresponds with every season. And when you have like summer, it's like 2 seasons, 2 nights, and then it's autumn, and then it's 2 nights, and then it's winter. I exaggerate to make a point. I would like it to last longer, but hey, there you go. We can't always get it what we want, the way we want. So, do we have plenty plant fiber? Because if we do, 79, then it's time to get down some baskets, because we got baskets. So I'm going to place them a bit strategically. Not all in the same place, of course, because no point in that. Let's divide them out a bit. You can have one. How many is that? Is that 3, 4? Okay, let's wait, because they cost 16 fiber to build. So let's build only to cover the materials we have in camp. And also you can assign the produce before they are actually built. So that's always popular. That was a really good change. Absolutely love that change. Now we need rose hips. That means this one can be changed to something else. You can take those, and you can take no, what is that? Oh no, it's a pit. It's a pit. I was trying to change something that has already been being assigned to a basket. Oh dear, it was this one I was trying to. Yeah, now that it's done. This one, there's nothing there. Let me see if I have fish. I have red meat. I have rose hips. What else do we have? Oh, let's do honey. Important. Honey is important. Honey is the most popular food that the game has. It gives 25 appeasement, I think. So that means you can torture your people quite a bit if you have honey, because that will remove the unrest. So you can balance a bit with what you're doing to make sure that they don't leave by using food and their food preference. So the highest is honey. Always keep that in mind. Honey is really high. The lowest, which is, I think, berries, give only 1. It's a small snack. Okay, so let's see what these guys have. What do you have? Do you have the same as us? 11%. What do we have? We have 11. Yeah, and she's young. That means she will help keep up the levels. So when the older one who has the max level dies, we won't lose anything. This is also something you can consider when you decide what migrants to take. Oh, okay, I see we're lacking raw stones. Didn't I create a stone group? I thought I did. Am I senile? Or did I delete it by mistake? We have so much free people. We can easily steal some high priority to get raw stones. Actually, I'll take 8. Is it 8? Yeah. Go get stones. I'll have it unlimited for you guys, because we need to reach around. Because it's a big camp. We've been here for quite a few years, haven't we? 5 years? Yeah. So if we don't waste too much... Are we out of graves again? What the heck? What the heck is going on, guys? Sure, let's build more. That's the way to go. We have no choice. If you migrate on fast historical year pace, well, fast is fast no matter. If you migrate on fast, with 400 population, you will need between 100 and 120 graves within 2 years. Because our body needs 22 months to decay away. So everyone that dies within those, inside those 22 months, before the first ones who died decay away, will need a new grave. Yeah, and in a 400 tribe, on the speed we have, you will lose at least 40 to 60, at least, per year, at least. So keep that in mind. So if you migrate with a 400 plus tribe, you will have to build a lot of graves. The limit on graves, by the way, is 128. But if you have Neolithic influence as well, you will have two types. You will have the common grave, which is the Mesolithic common grave, and then you will have the stone graves, which is the Neolithic grave. Let me see, what do you have? You have, oh, I think you have increase in both fishing and woodworking. Woodworking is 10. What do you have? Oh, no, that's not the one. You have 14, and I can see there's green in fishing, 32 and 27. We're taking these anyway. I'm just going to look at that guy. It's a bit weak, yeah, but I'm okay with that. He's a smart cookie. It's not too far off in architecture either. Let's have a look at the other one. Oh, does he have an increase in toolsmithing? He does. He has a 5% increase. But he has a little bit less hunting than we have. So that is a good way to decide. But you see, I don't like this one. He's indecisive. That means he will moan about work hours quickly. I love the new portraits. I think they look so cool. They look cool. Now we can make wooden tridents. But guess what? We are not going to give them wooden tridents. Do you know why? Because we need people to learn fishing up to the limit that Timeline has set. Because Timeline is showing that we can learn over 50% fishing. And if we give them better tools, it means they will fish up the pools much faster. Ergo, they will fish shorter amount of time. And we want them to fish for as long as possible, because that's when they learn. They do not learn when they walk to store. They do not learn when they walk to fish. And they do not learn when they walk from pool to pool. So we want them to stay by the same pool as much and long as possible. And that is how I force a higher progress on fishing. You can do the same if you want to. It's just me cheating a bit on the exploit, because I know you can do that, because the tools we have been given are performance enhancers. So if you lower the performance, they will spend longer time on the skill that they actually need to learn. Yeah? So in my book, that is completely legal way to do it. Whatever the game allows you to do, it's totally fine. And of course I've told this to the devs, that I disallow them the better weapons because I want them to learn. And they haven't done anything about it, so they must think it's okay as well. It's just a method, you know. You don't have to do it. You can do whatever you like. I do the same with hunters as well. I don't give them flint spears. I give them wooden spears when they need to learn. If they already have several people who has learned max, then I can give them bows. But I'm not making flint spears for them. Because they so quickly lost the skills when you are in the Neolithic. And you are Neolithic and you are sedentary and you reduce the amount of wild produce because you have your reliance is on your livestock and on the domestic food, the cultivated food. So then fishing and hunting will naturally go quite far down. So you will only have some people doing the fishing and the hunting. And if you have two good tools, they will lose skills because they don't fish long enough. And you don't really need the fish or the meat to survive. You do it for the appeasement and to alleviate and wait while you're waiting for the next produce from your farms. Depending on how many farms you have, of course. You can choose to have so many farms you are literally wasting cultivated food. You can do that in beginners and normal. You can't do it in hardcore. That's never going to happen. It just doesn't work. In region 1, you will eat every scrap of food you can find and make. If you're lucky, you will have 50 livestock put together. While in beginners, you can easily have maxed out. The max of each species of cultivated or domestic animals that you can have is 64. When you have 64, you need to consider what to feed them. That's why it's important to realize that straw in the long run for several hundred livestock is not the way to go. You need acorns and flax grains. Flax grains, I think, is 5,000 calories. And if you consider that a grown bull needs over 6,000 calories per day, then it goes without saying that straw that gives only, is it 350 calories? You will need between 18 and 20 units of straw per day per cow. It goes without saying that that is way too much. So on hardcore, I don't give my livestock any straw. All my straw goes to building. Let me see, do you have, is that gray or green? God, my eyes. 9. Oh, that's green. He has an increase in food processing. So you are coming with me. Unfriendly. Nah, you're fine. You're fine. You will find your friend. There's a friend for everyone. Just need to find him. Put on your light of weird and other weirdos can see you. That's what I do. Put on my weird light so other weirdos can find me. Okay, so we should, in theory, start working also towards getting the pelt pit huts and, of course, also the straw hut. So what we lack here is 2 architecture. And for this one, we're going to need, what we're going to need? We're going to need more leather working. Yeah, so each thing can easily ask for different skills, even though it's housing. It's not all architecture. Like this one here is also weaving. Yeah, and this one is, of course, also leather working. This one is stone working. And this one is just plain architecture. So what I do is that I make a specific architecture group like we've done here and give him the tasks, including all the repairs. So that is what we are doing. It should show a light over everything that belongs to this group, but somehow it doesn't. Or does it? Oh, it does now. I forgot that you need to do the thing first. Yeah. So you can see it when you are using the assign. You can see which ones belong to this group. Yeah. You can see everything that belongs to the group are architecture buildings. But you, of course, also have weaving and stoneworking. Or there will be stonework because we are also going to create some stone pit huts as well. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Okay, so now we can be picky, and this is a candidate I'm going to show you where you should not take him, and I'll explain why. First of all, he has a skill that which is a high majority in tribe. It has a lot of people in tribe that has it. Then he has not only one bad attribute, he has 3. And the important one here to make a decision based on is his fitness. This is fitness. Fitness people who has this red means negative. There are 3 grades of negative and 3 grades of positive. Blue is neutral and biology. So this feeble, this is the second worst. It means that he has minus 29 fitness, so he won't be 100. He will be 71. So he will die sooner and he will get much more tired from normal work hours or increased work hours for sure, much sooner than those who do not have it. This one pays not a lot of attention to, because it's just, yeah, he doesn't talk too much to his family or friends. There's no real effect as such in the game. This one is a little bit more important because this means that he's clumsy and will learn slower. Yeah, this is also why he's probably 29 and only have one skill with fairly poor level. So what we're going to do due to this is that we are going to deny him. Yeah, so that is one way you can measure who do I want and who do I not want. Another part of the fence going down and more graves because we're out. Why are people dying like flies? Oh my goodness. Don't forget they are working till they are like 10 in fitness. She's 69. She's got a few years left. Yeah. Let's see. It's time to start replacing some of these with better ones as soon as we get up more houses, because we do need more houses. Let's not do those because we need to fulfill the walls first, the fences, and these are still +6, you know, so we can continue to put those down. Don't have to be all in a line. Yeah, that's fine. And if you don't have too many working on the houses, you will find that they will learn quicker because they stay longer on the task. It's the same as it is with fishermen, now with hunters. They stay longer on the task and they learn more. So let me see what else is there of bugs that's been fixed. I can't remember it all. I reported quite a few. Some of them are really funny though. One of them was that a woman was in a raiding party, and the party had to go fairly far away, like a few days travel, and she got pregnant on her journey. And when she reached there, she gave birth same time as she got too many wounds and lost her life. So we had a child, we had a toddler in the raiding group. If that's not perfect timing of a bug, then nothing is. This is why the devs call me a bug magnet, because I find these weird things, absolutely weird things. Right, so don't forget that. Why haven't I gotten a proper name yet for the... I normally have weird names, so I have to put a proper name on this. What should I call it? Should I call it the dragon back? The two tops? Let's see if I can find a weird name. Yeah, I normally have these weird names. It's either Squirrel Bum or Bubble Butt, you know, odd names. Also take names on how much I move. Like one of the tribes I made was 7 steps to the right, because I moved 7 steps to the right before I had any roots anywhere. Does she have an increase? Oh, she does. In woodworking. How much do we have in woodworking? We have 14. And she has good, nothing bad. She's a smart little cookie. I'll take her. Sure. Oh, we can make bean shoes. Let's make bean shoes. Bean shoes is something I've always made a lot of, all the time. As soon as I can make benches, I will make benches. Could have them a bit here and a bit there. Have to have them all in the same place. I don't mind when they sit like here. They will be sitting on the right side, or they'll be staring into the hut. To avoid it, to avoid that, to only have them looking one way or sitting one way, this is how you do it. You go in until you see the two whites are red, and then you go down. That means that they can only sit on the side that faces away from the bench. Yeah, so then you know that. Or this one I can X out instead of using straw on it, because we're going to replace them all. If we can stay that long here, that is, of course. Of course. Maybe I should have more of the dogs. I have 6. Let's have 12. We can do 12. But there is a bug going on with the axes, and it seems it's lag dependent, and also dependent on the information showing, the usage information showing. And don't forget that we are now going to lose the crop again. They're going to make it chopping only, take away the hunt as well, because we're going to hunt with a deer with an axe, isn't it? It's like going to kill a sparrow with a cannon. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you kill the animal quickly and cleanly without ruining the entire animal with an axe. That's just barbaric. Just can't help it. Or even better, don't kill it at all. That's an idea. So, okay, they're almost done here as well. Then we only have one section left. And we have 303 stones. I think we can get that going already. It's going to be like zoom, 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 zoom. And okay, a little bit odd. It's a bit odd, but it's okay. Let's see if we can stay here a while. I wanted to see how much there is of the fine raw stones, because that's something that we always lack. There's always so little fine raw stones wherever we go. There you go, don't need more. You guys can stop on 3 as well. Yeah, let's have. So we put on limits. Oh, hey, you. How many are you? Is it just you? Oh no, here comes the family. Loud! Here they be coming. Look at them coming. God, there you are. Oh, don't do it. Yeah, well, we have to get rid of them. The majority of them will actually be killed, because the wooden spear does more damage than they have health. And some of the rabbits as well will get killed. So the point of defense tool is not to kill. Yeah, the point of defense tool is to chase away, to scare away. They're not supposed to chase it and kill it. They're just supposed to chase it and then let it run away. So that is the point of the defense tool. Yeah. Are you guys still stealing? Yeah, because they don't care about any fences or gates. They will go through absolutely everything. Okay, that rat survived and is running away. They will go through the gates as well. They go through the gates, but not the fence themselves. Although they could easily do that to this fence. And so could the hares, but you know, in the name of gaming, there are limits to what we allow. Oh, is that an auroch? No, leave her alone. She will be hunted anyway by my... No, that's a fisherman's group, Lily. Oh, those are the learners that do rats and hares. Yeah, they are hunting. So I'm going to try to explain what this means, because not everybody seems to get it. They think that you can't hunt with one. You can, but your chance of success is low. Hence, that is the warning. It doesn't mean you can't hunt. The tooltip says it's not enough vacancies in the group to perform this task effectively. So even though you have 3 people, you are not guaranteed to manage an adult auroch within a day, or even 2, or even 3. with your wooden toothpicks, because that's what we have. We have toothpicks. So the only reason that these are ever getting killed is because it takes many days to kill them, and they will go after the same animal, all three. So this is how you must do it. Like if you, I'll show you on this one. If you have this and this, okay, you will automatically get that there are not enough members in this group. And this guy, he can go hunt it, but he will spend many days, really many days. First of all, the animal will run away as soon as he's too close. And when you have only melee weapon, you will have to be pretty close. So he's going to spend way too long hunting that one. So that is why you need more people to get a faster kill. And you let your tribe start with, at least I do that. In my 10k hardcore tribes, I start with the smaller animals and only one hunter to make sure that I do get some meat at least every second day. Yeah, if I go to send one person after a deer, it could take 6 days, it could take a week to kill the animal, because the wood spears are absolutely useless to start with if the hunter has no skills on top. Then it doesn't matter, you can just as well pat it with your fingers, because it does so little. You spend many days. Well, I exaggerate to make a point. Of course it does more damage than you knocking it with your fingers, but it takes a long time. So I always recommend, and I always do myself, groups with various size of hunters, having different size of animals. The more hunters you have, the higher or the biggest size you can have of animals, to make sure that you actually get food on a regular basis. I see plenty of players who are having 1 or 2 hunters and going only for the big ones, and they can go so many days in between and they actually have a famine. So yeah, that is not a good idea. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this will be done soon as well, because we have the stones for it. How are we doing with graves? Are we lacking one? Okay, there's incoming 2 more. Always pay attention to the family. See, the more annoyed they are, the longer they've been out in the open. You can see that. He's not happy with the fireplace, so we need to get our butts in gear and make proper housing. More and better. So let's do that. I removed one of those, didn't I? I did, so I could put one of these instead. I'm also going to let tribe build one, because we have plenty of straw, we have plenty of sticks, and we have plenty of rope. So there's nothing that hinders us except workforce. Do we lack workforce? We do not. Let's put down 2 next to each other like that. Oh, actually, that wasn't so smart, because that blocks free passage. Let's not do that. Actually, that blocks it as well. Really, Lily? Really, Lily? Let's do that. There you go. No blocking now. How many are lacking? It's 16. Not the worst in the world. But if they sleep consecutive nights by the fireplace, you will see that their unrest goes up and up, because the fireplace does not have good quality. It actually has -36. So that is not the way to go. But it is great for when you have just landed and you haven't gone up any houses yet. Yeah. So what else do we have? All patch notes that we can go over. Yeah, so the housing surplus and the housing lack, you can also look at the color. So the color red does not mean that you lack a lot of houses. I need to explain this, because this is not explained in the patch notes at all. Or maybe we should start with the colors first. Let's see what the tooltip says. Some people don't have a proper home to sleep in and have to sleep outdoors. As better homes become known, people will demand them more and more. And that is what the colors are. So when you start with a new tribe and you have no house at all, you can't see the house icon, it means that nobody's complaining. Everybody's okay at the moment with not having houses. They're okay with sleeping by the fireplace or intermittently out in the open. And then it will turn blue. Then that means that now people are thinking, I wouldn't mind a better housing option instead of the fireplace or in the open. I don't particularly like sleeping in the open. And then when more time goes, the house will be yellow. And this is a fairly clear warning to you as a player, to us as players, that it's time to get down some options that are not fireplaces or in the open. It's time to get something with a roof. So then you can start placing down. And of course, if you have a fairly large or a medium large tribe, 100, maybe 150 people, you won't manage to build all that in just a few sleeps. So you will have some people who will not be happy. And then when it's red, that means that each and every one of the people that does not have a proper place to sleep will be very unhappy. Like the guy that had the yellow face, he had probably slept consecutive nights by the fireplace, so he was really grumpy. But these, can you see that they wanted a better house, that small straw hut, because they are now miners, but they are not so angry about it because it's at least better than the fireplace. And this is how you can do it. You don't have to have max the quality all the time. You can mix it and then just slowly improve and replace the older ones with the better ones. That is kind of the way to go. He has nothing, but he also don't have anything bad. She has an increase in. Is an increase in leatherworking, or am I seeing wrong? No, it is. It is an increase. Let's get him. Let's get him. Oh, look at that! Now we can make pelt pitats. Do I not have? Wait a minute. Do I not have? I only have one tanner. Okay, so there's not enough for them to practice well and get skills. Okay, let's do something about that. Let's add a few more. There you go. And more people can practice leatherworking, because you're going to need leatherworking, because you need it for the big peltots, and you need it for your threshers, and you need it for the new weapon that is coming later. Now you can wonder what it is. It is a new weapon. We actually have 3 new weapons. I need to count. 1, 2. It's either 2 or 3. I can't remember which is in testing. Has been in testing a while. Same time as the predators came in testing. So yeah, plenty new stuff coming. So these houses, look how quick they were when you're not forcing one group to work for a long time on the same thing. Because I need them to work for a long time on the same thing, because I want my architecture to be following timeline. You can see the little gray that is left there. That is what timeline allows you to reach. When you reach that, you won't get any new items until maybe a few hundred years, or maybe a century or a millennia has passed, depending on the history for this region. We are, where are we? For heaven's sakes, I've forgotten where we are. I think we are in the Swiss Alps. I think. Oh, I forgot to find the name. What should I call it? Oh, my head. All the tops. Or, yeah. Actually, Mornhall. It's Mornhall. It's Latin hybrid, I think. It's not pure Latin. It means like something misty morning or something. Why not? I do like those mountains. I'm not sure how they managed to get shaped the way they are, but they're very pretty. Are you joking? Are the graves full again? Oh, there's one there. Oh, that means. So now high moisture, that means that there will be plenty of food out in nature. And also if you had farms, we would have a higher yield from them. So that's what it basically what it means. Oh, we have idle people and no longer idle people. And idle people and no longer idle people. What the heck is going on? I'm going to check it. There's probably someone taking a break to eat and then a system doesn't give them tasks fast enough. Because certainly isn't anything else. Right. Weaving knowledge. Excellent. Yeah. What are you unhappy about? Small straw hut. Yeah, you don't want that. I get that. We are making better as we speak. Righty ho. Oh, darn rats. Yeah, they just go in everywhere, wherever they feel like. We should really get rid of these as well, but these are the worst, so they gotta go first. Now we lack, what did we lack earlier? We lacked 16, now we lack 11. Do you guys have work? Doesn't look like it. Let's see how much stone do we have. 6. Okay, they lack a bit before they complete. Let's do a pelt because we have 6 leather and we only need 4 for one of these. So let's do that one of those. There you go. Let's try take care of that one. We've also added these extra panels so we get more leather. Because when we migrate, at some point closer to the Neolithic, we will get the big peltas, and those are the ones we're going to rely on when we migrate. When we are transitioning from the Mesolithic and into the Neolithic, and we want to settle down and become sedentary farmers, then we need to rely on quick to build housing, so we get everyone under roofs before they start complaining, and then we need to replace them one by one because they are very, very difficult to keep up unless you hunt basically non-stop with large groups, because they cost a lot. You lose all the leather, you lose all the fine sticks, and you lose all the ropes. Oh, not all the ropes, you lose most of the ropes while they are decaying. So it's a very expensive house to keep up. I normally keep between 2 and 4 only in a 400 plus tribe. The rest I have to rely on some stone, only a few stone, because on hardcore they complain so quickly, and the rest is actually straw dependent. Maybe a few reed until I start to get a lot of storehouses, because you do need a lot of storehouses to make sure you keep up with the decay. So yeah, it's becoming harder and harder to succeed with bigger tribes in hardcore, but I guess that's what the devs wanted, so that's how it is. It's almost impossible to survive with tribes that are higher than around 200 population when you migrate. So it's always a good idea to not have too high population when you transition from the Mesolithic and into the Neolithic. Where are those two that are not? There they are. Yeah, because I gave it to tribe, didn't I? I'm going to let tribe build those. That's fine. Let me see. So there we have yellow apple. I made a post about this in the testing channel because I want it changed with the new changes that are coming. So this will be changed a bit. It won't be anything that you guys will understand without knowing what it actually means. Those of you who are more experienced, not new players, those who have played a bit more will see that it will take longer time before the yellow or the red or the blue apple will show. I'll talk more about that when the change is implemented. Otherwise, there's no point talking about it yet. But I'm not sure how the final result will be. So, fishermen, how many do we have? We have 2. One is a learner. Good. Yeah, let her learn. How old is she? 33. Okay, he's 43, and he's. I'll open for one more learner because we need more of the younger boy. Oh, Lily, yeah, go be useful. Oh my goodness, look how bad her grades are. She's feeble, she's indecisive, and she's dumb. Oh my word. But she's happy. Look how happy she is. Yeah, it's all good then. If you're happy and you know it, go fish. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be a poet or someone who improvises. That won't make me rich. Well, I am rich, not in money, but in a lot of other things. Well, maybe in money too. Who knows? For anyone who's poor, I guess we're all rich. We are lucky to live such a good life that we do. With regards to, we have house, we have food, we have warm clothes. We can go buy a bit of candy now and then as we see fit. At least I'm very... Oh, aurochs! Oh no, they go straight through. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh, is it only one? Am I going to have like 5,000? Oh, I see another one. Oh, crikey. You know, it's scary because they are so big. They are so big that they ruin your... Or they trampled my... They just trampled down my wooden fences like they were like matchsticks. Oh, I need to do these as well. Come on, run after your parents because those belong to those parents, I think. Oh, thank goodness the tribe was fast. Is there more? Oh, there's a rat now. Okay, the rat snuck in. Oh, they trampled my stone fences, but not too badly. The damage was not too bad. They ravaged one of my peltats. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not going to build it up. I'm going to build a pit instead. A pit house instead. That's a much better idea. Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Where are you going? Oh, you're just hurting. Yeah, but you're ruining a lot. We need to chase you away so you don't ruin so much. Someone scare it off. And you're just running over my puny fences like it's nothing. Oh, my peltats absolutely ravaged. Oh yeah. Well, I was going to tear them down anyway, wasn't I? So, ach well. You can't win them all. But as soon as we get palisades, we are going to make decisions about what are we going to put inside the palisade. And it will be things like food and materials and tools, weapons. And then we just have to pray that we might be able to afford at least to protect some of the farms. But the majority of farms will have to take other types of fences because first of all, you have a limit to how many fine raw stones you can have. Then you have a limit to how much trees you can manage to cut before you need to replace the axe. So everything is depending on the limit. So even though you're out of raw stones, fine raw stones at the moment in locality, there is going to be a trickle of more stones, but they won't be many. So you can't keep like hundreds of axes. That's not going to work. So that is something that we need to figure out based on the tribe size and what we want inside the fences. What do we want to protect compared to what we can't afford to protect? We basically need to prioritize. Maybe you don't have to prioritize on beginners. I haven't tested that in a long time. But what I am going to do, I'm going to start letting them gather without any limits. There you go. And I'm going to let you fill out your group, max out your group. Let's have a look and see what these can do now. Yeah, we can't do more. Now, what do we lack? We lack 4 in stoneworking in order to do bifaces. We'll get there. So you guys can now do 100 because we're up to roughly, is it 80 something people we have? 96, my word, I'm keeping them way too happy. So 24 now. Did everyone get kids? What is going on? 28 children. What happened? Don't be so flipping happy. Well, they're only 57. I wonder if I should just leave them lacking houses and just leave some of them with poor housing. I think I'm going to have to do that. Oh, Alida died. Thank you for your service, for all your years. She was strong till the end, wasn't she? She was so strong, the policies didn't change. Right, so what have we gone over today? What else do we need to say? So I think the main point that you as a new player do is that you take your time to observe what is going on in your game. What are they doing, and to play around a little bit with your tribe with regards to see how the policies are working, what happens if you up the work age, what happens if you take it down, etc, etc, because everything player do or don't do has an effect on not only your tribe but also your environment, because everything has everything is connected. I think that's the most important thing to consider. What do you have? You have nothing. Oh, but you're very young. Oh, you're determined. Oh, you know what? I can't take you. I just can't. We're already too many. Need to be very, very vigilant. What are you lacking? Oh, you're lacking. -8. You gotta go. Let's get some more of the straw ones, because we have plenty of straw. We can allow tribe to build those as well. So we can have a few of the minus ones. I don't mind that, because we have a lot of population, high population. I would like to not go above 150-ish when we reach roughly 5k BC, because that's roughly around the time where migrants with Neolithic influence over 50% start coming, or can start coming. It's a little bit random to not make all tribes exactly the same. And I quite like that randomness, because that's kind of how it was. Not everyone got the same at the same time. There was someone could wait another few hundred years, someone got it 500 years before the others, you know, depending on where you are. The closer you were to the Near East, the sooner you got all and any new technology. So yeah. So she has probably been sleeping a little bit too many times by the fireplace, or in a shitty house. Yeah, small straw hut. I call it the poor man shack, because that's exactly what it is. It's just basically 4 sticks and chucked some straw over. Yeah. So, but at least we don't get goats and sheep and hares and wild dogs. But we will get the rats, for sure. They will come no matter what fences we put up. But we will get the aurochs and the wild horses and the deer. But they are supposed to only come when there's horrid conditions in the environment and winter time. You do have the opportunity to maybe once in a while have them come and do a bit of a stampeding through your camp, stealing some of your food, but it's not going to be the norm. The norm is what we see now. This is the norm, and I think this is okay. I'm not too bothered about them trampling my peltars. If I had just started the tribe and I had no defenses, I had absolutely nothing, and then they came and trampled my peltars, I would be really annoyed. I think the amount of times they did it before I told the devs enough is enough. I think I must have had patience for roughly, oh yeah, once. After that, I demanded that you leave people alone when they start building, when they start a tribe. Just leave them alone the first few nights, for heaven's sakes. Because when the houses, the bigger houses, are up, nothing can damage them. The only time any housing that is of better quality can take any damage is when they are being built. They can also take some damage when they're being repaired. But this is also another reason why it's important to always keep up enough repair material in the tribe, including people free to work on them. So this is why I tend to always have all my architecture, all my housing in worker groups, in builder groups. And then you decide by using your work hour and your communal task policy how many of your workers are going to go and deal with the repairs. Is it only one? Only one cured, nibbling on the bones? Sure. Oh, it's two now. Yeah, they want it. You will also find that the majority of attacks from animals will be when there's little light, like when there's middle of the night or late evening or like gray morning, still not light. That's when you will find that there are more attacks than during daytime. During daytime, it tends to be only that the flock is going, passing through. And if your camp happens to be in where they are, their path, they will walk over it. If they're the larger animals, of course, the smaller ones, of course, they will have to go around because they can't walk through these fences. But yeah, so how far away are we from? We are super far away, yeah, because we're 8,300 BC. So let's see what kind of foods we have access to now. Where we are, we should have access to quite a bit. And we do. Look, now we also have hazelnut. We can take those. They have lowered the calories from 3,000 to 2,500, but that is okay because it's still very, very worth it. And they have really good decay rate. And also honeycomb says now, it used to be 60 months. Then they lowered it to 36. Then I yelled and screamed as usual. And then they upped it to 48. And now with the changes in testing, the numbers will fluctuate. Yeah, I guess that's all you guys need to know to figure out what's going to come up next patch. Yeah. So, yeah. So what else is there to talk about? I need to try to keep a track on the notes. So the burials and also the fireplaces, they will be stoked. They're stoked. The burials will not be stoked. The fireplaces will be taken care of during night so they don't die out during night. So people will go and put in more wood so they don't die out. Let's have a look at you. You have an increase in leatherworking. You have no increase. And you have one stupid and one dumb. Yeah. And you are very young and you are feeble. Unfortunately, she has an increase in leatherworking. Leatherworking is really low with us. And we need a lot of leatherworking to do the big pelt house. We're not a lot, but we do need at least is it 10 or 15%? I can't remember. But you also need to be closer to the timeline where you're allowed to have them. So there's that. Although I'm pretty sure they had big pelt huts 10,000 years ago and way beyond, way beyond. For each year, I find that science have to rewrite history because they find that humans, Homo sapiens, like we, or is it sapien, I can't remember, actually have more ancestors further back that had tools, that had religion, that had art, imagination, It's quite interesting to try to keep up. I can't keep up because there's so much information non-stop. And I just don't have the time to sit down and watch too many documentaries or read up on the documentary files from the universities. It's just takes such a long time. But you also need to learn a little bit about what they are talking about so you can do any kind of comparison in your own brain. Otherwise you will have to watch another documentary instead of just learning directly from the university like I like to do. But yeah, it's interesting how you see history is rewritten, changed on a regular basis, depending on how much we learn. Let me see, so now we lack 30 houses. We have 7. So I'm going to put down in tribe another pelt pit hut. Did we remove one here? We did, didn't we? Okay, so I'll do here. There you go. Is it too close to the fire? No, it isn't. And then I'll also give, there you go, to the tribe. And those who are completed, finished, I will give to my architect group. And they are only 4, so they will have to work non-stop, at least some of them. Let me see, where did I put them? I thought there was one more. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, that's it. There's it. Oh, gosh. Went straight past it without even seeing it. Yeah. You. Well, now we have complete defense. You know what that means? That means we now have 330. That means we can put down 2 of the better ones, 30 plus 35. And they last quite long, 35 months, 35 sleeps before they need any kind of maintenance. Let's have those 2 as well. Try to get on top of the house lack because now it's red. And red means they are annoyed with me. Can't have that. Because in the end, their will decide when they're leaving. Because if they have enough of my shenanigans, they will leave. Even in beginners, you can't go year after year after year after year. Now we're year 7. And I still have not got enough housing for everyone. This is a part of the insane increase in population that you seem to get when you have 2 happy tribe. Birth rate can be fairly well controlled. We have the opportunity, almost like we have technology. We have the insight to do it by not keeping tribes super duper happy. You can also remove some of their appeasement options, such as some of the offerings or the prey options, to have a little bit of unrest. You can also deny them the most loved food. You can give them some of their more hated food. You have varying degrees of dislike of food. The worst one is bones. The best one is honey. And then you, of course, have several that are neutral. Let's go over just quickly and see which ones we have that are neutral here. I'll tell you each and every one. So berries, they are positive. They are appeasement. They are +1. Bones are -20. Beetroots are neutral. They give no appeasement, nor do they give any unrest. Let's go over these. Look at her. She looks quite pale, doesn't she? She's got Neolithic blood, I'm sure of it. She has increase in food processing. Yeah. As a young child, has no skills yet. She has really good grades, but she's also a bit stubborn, as her will might make her a bit of an issue. But she has no increase. I'm a little bit surprised she only has a mediocre skill with being skillful. So that's a little bit bob. Then you have this one, which is also leatherworking, but she's aloof. That's fine. You don't have to be a chatterbox to be called normal or non-aloof. Walk alone if you want to. Stop talking to people if you want to. It's all up to you. Introverts. Some of my friends, actually the majority of my friends, are introverts. And they can easily function really well in company and parties, but they need a bit of recuperation time afterwards. They need some time for themselves to just charge the batteries again. Because too much social thing, especially if they have to wear a mask, it drains them completely. Most of us, I think, are ambiverts. We can deal with both. We need a bit of both social interactions and also some time for ourselves. I think that's quite normal. So yeah, let's see how we are now. We're down to, still the same because they haven't completed. We have how many construction? This one is done. So this one is going to be allocated to these. If it becomes too much for them to keep an eye on everything, then we just give them more people. Was there only one done? Am I blind again? Probably am. For heaven's sakes, yeah. Right in front of my face. I can't see it. There you go. Right. So it is a bit to keep an eye on. It is a bit to get used to. But bit by bit, and if you just play slow, you don't have to play full speed like I do. I play full speed because I feel I know enough about the game and what to do and not do to actually get away with playing fast. Do you know what I mean? But as a new player, you should take your time to get to know not only the game but also your tribe. So don't be afraid to play slow. You don't have to race. It is not a race. So just take your time and take the speed you learn best from. There's nothing wrong with playing slow all the time and paying attention to each and every one of your people. There's nothing wrong with reading all the tooltip or the entire in-game tutorial. Whatever you learn best from, just do. Just take one step at a time. And it's also important that you begin in beginners, follow the guided tutorial, and then read the in-game tutorial to get a little bit better insight. But you must play the game as well in order to fully grasp it, because it isn't easy. It is not an easy game. But what you can rely on is that it belongs to history. Whatever you see is factual. There are some artistic freedom, for instance, the amount of animal rates we have and the type of animals coming. You know, it's not very likely that any animals will come to the human camp and steal anything except dogs on the outskirts. You know, the history of domestication of dogs, you know, and the odd brave rat and maybe some hares gnawing on your ropes. But yeah, so there is definitely some artistic freedom for gameplay's sake, to make it a bit more interesting, a bit more fun. And I get that, and I have no issue with it. So you don't need to know everything about the game to start with. You start in the small, build a bit at you know, every day you can add something. You don't have to have days when nothing happens. You decide what happens. Just keep an eye on your people's happiness. You see, you follow the colors. Red is never a good thing. Blue is a neutral thing. Green is a happy thing. Yellow is a warning. Just always keep that in mind. Follow your logic, because it's the same in real life. Red has always been danger. Yeah? So next time we're going to, of course, go over more. And I am now on patch 8.4. No, 8.5. While you guys are 8.4. So I have a little bit extra I need to test before devs will release. And the next thing coming up is more simplification and also more game balance fix and performance fix for the Neolithic timeline, because we've only done the Mesolithic so far, and this is what we are playing. So I will play through the entire Mesolithic, and if the implementation that is being done to the Neolithic gameplay is out in public or in the pre-release server, then I will play that with this tribe and show you how Neolithic is now when it's completely updated. So that is what we're going to do next time. We're going to continue to build a Mesolithic camp, and I'm going to continue to explain everything, a bit of spoon feeding. So those of you who watch my videos that already know all this, you will just have to be patient, because there are plenty of people who still will need a bit of a hand, because they are way too new in the game to get everything, because the game is so detailed. There's so much intricacy and so much connection to everything that people need to learn as they go along. Right, so until next time, have fun and take care.